श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ श्रीमद् भगवद गीता ध्यानम्। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तुते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दाय च पत्रनेत्र। येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला। अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैर्रणनदी कैवर्तककेशवः। पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम्। लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिन श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। So today we'll be doing 6 chapters, the first 6 chapters. Tomorrow we'll do the next 6 chapters from 7 to 12. And on Saturday, the last day, we shall do the last 6 chapters from 13 to 18. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Srimad Bhagavad Gita Atha Prathamodhyayah. धृतराष्ट्रोवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय। सञ्जय उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यम् उपसंगम्य राजा वचनम् अब्रवीत्। पश्यैतां पाण्डुपुत्राणाम् आचार्य महतीं चमूं द्रुपदपुत्रेण तव शिष्येन धीमता अत्र शूरा महेश्वासाः भीमार्जुन समायुधि युयुधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च शैव्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्तः उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये तान् निबोधद्विजोत्तम नायका मम सैन्यस्य संज्ञातं तान् ब्रवीमि ते भवान् भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः अश्वत्थामा विकर्णश्च सौमदत्तिस्तथैव च अन्ये बहवः शूराः मदर्ते त्यक्तजीविताः नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणाः सर्वे युद्धविशारदाः अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं त्विदमेतेषां बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम् अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भागमवस्थिताः भीष्ममेवाभिरक्षन्तु भवन्तः सर्व एव हि तस्य सञ्जनयन् हर्षं कुरु वृद्धपितामहः सिंहनादं विनद्योच्चैः शङ्खं दध्मौ प्रतापवान् तथा शङ्खाश्च भीर्यश्च पणवानकगोमुखाः सहसैवाभ्यहन्यन्त सशब्दस्तु मुलोऽभवत् ततः श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदमतुः पाञ्चजन्यं हृषीकेशः देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं धर्मौ महाशङ्खं भीमकर्मावृकोदरः अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पकौ काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः धृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्खान् दद्मुः पृथक् पृथक् सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो व्यनुनादयन् अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह महीपते अर्जुन उवाच सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयमेच्युत यावदेतान् निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुं कामानवस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे योत्स्यमानान् वीक्षेऽहं य एतेऽत्र समागताः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धेः युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्तो हृषीकेशः गुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम् भीष्मद्रोणः प्रमुखतः सर्वेषां च महीक्षिताम् उवाच पार्थ पश्येतान् समवेतान् कुरूनिति
पश्य स्थितान् पार्थ
पितॄनथ पितामहान् आचार्यान् मातुलान् भ्रातॄन् पुत्रान् पौत्रान् सखींस्तथा श्वशुरान् सुहृदश्चैव सेनयोरुभयोरपि तान् समीक्ष्य स कौन्तेयः सर्वान् बन्धूनवस्थितान् कृपया परयाविष्टः विषीदन्निदमब्रवीत् अर्जुन उवाच दृष्ट्वेमं स्वजनं कृष्ण युयुत्सुं समुपस्थितं सीदन्ति मम गात्राणि मुखं च परिशुष्यति वेपथुश्च शरीरे मे रोमहर्षश्च जायते गाण्डीवं संसते हस्तात् त्वच्चैव परिदह्यते न च शक्नोम्यवस्थातुं भ्रमतीव च मे मनः निमित्तानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव न च श्रेयोनुपश्यामि हत्वा स्वजनमाहवे न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण न च राज्यं सुखानि च किं नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितं नः राज्यं भोगा सुखानि च त इमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणान् त्यक्त्वा धनानि च आचार्या पितरः पुत्राः तथैव च पितामहाः मातुला श्वशुरा पौत्राः श्याला सम्बन्धिनस्तथा
एतान् हन्तुमिच्छामि न तोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराजस्य हेतो किं नु मही कृते निहत्य धार्तराष्ट्राणः का प्रीतिः स्यात् जनार्दन
पापमेवाश्रयेदस्मान् हत्वैतानाततायिनः तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तुं धार्तराष्ट्रान् स्वबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव यद्यप्येतेन पश्यन्ति लोभोपहत चेतसः कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकं कथं न ज्ञेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान् निवर्तितुं कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नम् अधर्मोऽभिभवत्युत अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः सङ्करो नरकायैव कुलघ्नानां कुलस्य च पतन्ति पितरो येषां लुप्तपिण्डोदरक्रियाः दोषैरैते कुलघ्नानां वर्णसङ्करकारकैः उत्साद्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वताः उत्सन्नकुलधर्माणां मनुष्याणां जनार्दन नरके नियतं वासः भवतीत्यनुशुश्रुमा अहो बत महत्पापं कर्तुं व्यवसिता वयं यद्राज्यसुखलोभेन हन्तुं स्वजनमुद्यताः यदि मामप्रतीकारम् अशस्त्रं शस्त्रपाणयः धार्तराष्ट्रारणे हन्युः तन्मे क्षेमतरं भवेत् सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वार्जुनः सङ्ख्ये रथोपस्थ उपाविश विसृज सशरं चापं शोकसंविघ्नमानसः ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे अर्जुनविषादयोगो नाम प्रथमोऽध्यायः। ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः। ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः। संजय उवाच तं तथा कृपयाविष्टम् अश्रुपूर्णाकुलेक्षणम् विषीदन्तमिदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदनः। श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वाकश्मलमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरम् अर्जुन क्लैब्यं मा स्वर्गमः पार्थ नैतत्त्वयुपपद्यते क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप। अर्जुन उवाच कथं भीष्ममहं सङ्ख्ये द्रोणं च मधुसूदन इषुभिः प्रतियोत्स्यामि पूजार्हावरिसूदन गुरून् हत्वा हि महानुभावान् श्रेयो भोक्तुं भैक्षमपीह लोके हत्वार्थकामांस्तु गुरूनिहैव मुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिरप्रदिग्धान् न
चैतद्विद्म कतरन्नो गरीयः यद्वा जयेम यदिवा नो जयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषामः तेव स्थिता प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्राः कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम् न हि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यच्छोकमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमावसपत्तमृद्धम् राजं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम् सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा हृषीकेशं गुडाकेश परन्तप न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः तमुवाच हृषीकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वचः श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश भाषसे गतासून गतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम् देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिः धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदाः आगमापायिनो नित्याः तांसि तिक्षस्व भारत यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ समदुःखसुखं धीरं सोऽमृतत्वाय कल्पते नासतो विद्यते भावः न भावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः अविनाशी तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वमिदं ततं विनाशमव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हति अन्तवन्त इमे देहाः नित्यस्योक्ताः शरीरिणः अनाशिनो प्रमेयस्य तस्माद्युध्यस्व भारत य एनं वेत्ति हन्तारं यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम् उभौ तौ न विजानीतः नायं हन्ति न हन्यते न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यशाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे वेदा विनाशिनं नित्यं यैनम् अजमव्ययम् कथं स पुरुषः पार्थ कं घातयति हन्तिकम् वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापः न शोषयति मारुतः अच्छेद्यो यमदाह्योऽयम् अक्लेद्यो शोष एव च नित्य सर्वगतस्थाणुः अचलोऽयं सनातनः अव्यक्तोऽयमचिन्त्योऽयम् अविकार्योऽयमुच्यते तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं नानुशोचितुमर्हसि अथ चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैवं शोचितुमर्हसि जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युः ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मात् परिहार्येऽर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत अव्यक्तनिधनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद् वदति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित् देहि नित्यमवद्योऽयं देहे सर्वस्य भारत तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि स्वधर्ममपि चावेक्ष्य न विकम्पितुमर्हसि धर्म्यादियुद्धात् श्रेयोऽन्यत् क्षत्रियस्य न विद्यते यदृच्छया चोपपन्नं
स्वर्गद्वारमपावृतम् सुखिनः क्षत्रियाः पार्थ लभन्ते युद्धमीदृशम् अथ चेत्त्वमिमं धर्म्यं सङ्ग्रामं न करिष्यसि ततः स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापमवाप्स्यसि अकीर्तिं चापि भूतानि कथयिष्यन्ति ते व्ययाम् सम्भावितस्य चाकीर्तिः
मरणादरिच्यते
भयाद्रणात् उपरतं मन्सन्ते त्वां महारथाः येषां च त्वं बहुमतः भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम् अवाच्यवादांश्च बहून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिताः निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखतरं नु किम् हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मात् उत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः सुखदुःखे समे कृत्वा लाभालाभौ जयाजयौ ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवं पापमवाप्स्यसि एषा ते विहिता साङ्ख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात् व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नन्दन बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च
बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्
यामिमां पुष्पितां वाचं प्रवदध्य विपश्चितः वेदवादरताः पार्थ नान्यदस्तीति वादिनः कामात्मानस्वर्गपराः जन्म कर्म फलप्रदां क्रियाविशेषबहुलां भोगैश्वर्यगतिं प्रति भोगैश्वर्यप्रसक्तानां तया पहृतचेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते त्रैगुण्यविषया वेदाः निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्यसत्त्वस्थः निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान् यावान् पाने सर्वतः सम्प्लुतोदके तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगात् धनञ्जय बुद्धौ शरणम् अन्विच्छ कृपणाः फलहेतवः बुद्धियुक्तो जहातीह उभे सुकृतदुष्कृते तस्मात् योगाय युज्यस्व योगकर्मसु कौशलम् कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः जन्मबन्धविनिर्मुक्ताः पदं गच्छन्त्यनामयम् यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदम् श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च श्रुतिविप्रतिपन्ना ते यदा स्थास्यसि निश्चला समाधावचला बुद्धिः तदा योगमवाप्स्यसि अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितधी किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किं श्रीभगवानुवाच प्रजहातीर्य कामान् सर्वान् पार्थमनोगतान् आत्मन्येवात्मना तुष्टः स्थितप्रज्ञस्तदुच्यते दुःखेष्वनुद्विग्नमनाः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहः वीतरागभयक्रोधः स्थितधीर्मुनिरुच्यते यः सर्वत्रानविस्नेहः तत्तत्प्राप्य शुभाशुभम् नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहरते चायं कूर्मोऽङ्गानीव सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते यततो वेहि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विचक्षितः इन्द्रियाणि प्रमाथीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः
तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषुपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिपर्यवतिष्ठते नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयतः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम् इन्द्रियाणां हि चरतां यन्मनोनुविधीयते तदस्य हरति प्रज्ञां वायुर्नावमिवाम्भसि तस्माद् यस्य महाबाहो निगृहीतानि सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः आपूर्यमानमचलप्रतिष्ठं समुद्रमापः प्रविशन्ति यद्वत् तद्वत् कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे स शान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी विहाय कामान्यः सर्वान् पुमांश्चरति निःस्पृहः निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिमधिगच्छति एषा ब्राह्मी स्थितिः पार्थ नैनं प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमृच्छति ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे सांख्ययोगो नाम द्वितीयोऽध्यायः।
ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः।
ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः। अर्जुन उवाच
जायसि चेत् कर्मणस्ते मता बुद्धिर्जनार्दन तत्किं कर्मणि घोरे मां नियोजयसि केशव व्यामिश्रेणेव वाक्येन बुद्धिं मोहयसीव मे तदेकं वद निश्चित्य येन श्रेयोऽहमाप्नुयाम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच लोकेऽस्मिन् विविधा निष्ठा पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ ज्ञानयोगेन सांख्यानां कर्मयोगेन योगिनां न कर्मणामनारम्भात् नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोऽश्नुते न च सन्न्यसनादेव सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति न हि कश्चित् क्षणमपि जातु तिष्ठत्य कर्मकृत् कार्यते ह्यवशः कर्म सर्वः प्रकृतिजैर्गुणैः कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते यस्त्विन्द्रियाणि मनसा नियम्यारभतेऽर्जुन कर्मेन्द्रिये कर्मयोगम् असक्तः स विशिष्यते नियतं कुरु कर्म त्वं कर्म ज्यायो ह्यकर्मणः शरीरयात्रापि च ते न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्मणः यज्ञात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्म बन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर सह यज्ञा प्रजा सृष्ट्वा पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः अनेन प्रसविष्यध्वम् ईशवोऽस्त्विष्टकामधुक् देवान् भावयतानेन ते देवा भावयन्तु वः परस्परं भावयन्तः श्रेयः परमवाप्स्यथ इष्टान् भोगान् हि वो देहाः दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः तैर्दत्तानप्रदायैभ्यः यो भुङ्क्तेस्तेन एव सः यज्ञशिष्टाशनः सन्तः मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः भुञ्जते ते त्वगं पापाः ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात् अन्नात् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यात् अन्नसम्भवः
यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यः यज्ञकर्म समुद्भवः
कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवम् तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम् एवं प्रवर्तितं चक्रं नानुवर्तयति यः अघायुरिन्द्रियारामः मोहं पार्थ स जीवति
यस्मात् मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च
मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थः न कृतेनेह कश्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म परमाप्नोति पुरुषः कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्थिता जनकादयः लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुम् अर्हसि यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत्तदेवेतरो जनः स यत् प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तत् अनुवर्तते न मे पार्थास्ति कर्तव्यं त्रिषु लोकेषु कञ्चन नानवाप्तमवाप्तव्यं वर्त एव च कर्मणि यदि ह्यहं न वर्तेयं जातु कर्मण्यतन्द्रितः मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्या पार्थ सर्वशः उत्सीदेयुरिमे लोकाः न कुर्यां कर्म चेदहं संकरस्य न कर्ता स्याम् उपहन्यामि मा प्रजाः सक्ता कर्मण्य विद्वांसः
यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्यात् विद्वांस्तथा सक्तः
चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहं न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनां जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन् प्रकृतेर्क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहङ्कारविमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणकर्म विभागयोः गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते इति मत्वा न सञ्जते प्रकृतेर्गुणसम्मूढाः सज्जन्ते गुणकर्मसु तान् कृत्स्नविदो मन्दान् कृत्स्नविन्न विचालयेत् मयि सर्वाणि कर्माणि सन्न्यस्याध्यात्मचेतसा निराशीर्निर्ममो भूत्वा युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः ये मे मतमिदं नित्यम् अनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवाः श्रद्धावन्तो सूयन्तः मुच्यन्ते तेऽपि कर्मभिः ये तदभ्यसूयन्तः नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम् सर्वज्ञानविमूढास्तान् विद्धि नष्टान् चेतसः सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्याः प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि निग्रहं किं करिष्यति इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोर्न वशमागच्छेत् तौ ह्यस्य परिपन्थिनौ श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात् स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः परधर्मो भयावहः अर्जुन उवाच अचकेन प्रयुक्तोऽयं पापचरति पूरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादिव नियोजितः श्रीभगवानुवाच काम एष क्रोध एषः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विद्येनम् इह वैरिणम् धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निः
यथादर्शो मलेन च यतोऽधेनावृतो गर्भः तथा तेनेदमावृतम् आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा कामरूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पूर्वेणानलेन च इन्द्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिः अस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते एतैर्विमोहयत्येषः ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम् तस्मात् त्वमिन्द्रियाण्यादौ नियम्य भरतर्षभ पाप्मानं प्रजहीह्येनं ज्ञानविज्ञाननाशनम् इन्द्रियाणि परायाहुः इन्द्रियेभ्यः परं मनः मनसस्तु परा बुद्धिः यो बुद्धि परतस्तु सः एवं बुद्धि परं भूत्वा संस्तभ्यात्मानमात्मना जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो कामरूपं दुरासदम्।
ओम तत्सत् इति
श्रीमद् भगवद गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्म विद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे कर्मयोगो नाम तृतीयोऽध्यायः। ओम श्री केशवाय नमः। ओम श्री केशवाय नमः। ओम श्री केशवाय नमः। ओम श्री केशवाय नमः।
ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ श्रीमद् भगवद गीता अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः। श्री भगवानुवाच इमं विवस्वते योगं प्रोक्तवानहमव्ययं विवस्वान्मनवे प्राह मनुरिक्ष्वाकवे ब्रवीत् एवं परस्परा प्राप्तम् इमं राजर्षयो विदुः सकालेनेह महता योगो नष्ट परन्तप स एवायं मया तेद्य योगः प्रोक्तः पुरातनः भक्तोऽसि मे सखा चेति रहस्यं चेतदुत्तमम्। अर्जुन उवाच अपरं भवतो जन्म परं जन्म विवस्वतः कथमेतद्विजानीयाम् त्वमादौ प्रोक्तवानिति। श्रीभगवानुवाच बहूनि मे व्यतीतानि जन्मानि तव चार्जुन तान्यहं वेद सर्वाणि न त्वं वेत्ति परन्तप। अजोऽपि सन्नव्ययात्मा भूतानामीश्वरोऽपि सन् प्रकृतिं स्वामधिष्ठाय सम्भवाम्यात्ममायया यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहं परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय सम्भवामि युगे युगे। जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम् एवं यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मामेति सोऽर्जुन। वीतरागभयक्रोधाः मन्मया मामुपाश्रिताः बहवो ज्ञानतपसा भूता मद्भावमागताः ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तां तथैव भजाम्यहम्। मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्या पार्थ सर्वशः काङ्क्षन्तः कर्मणां सिद्धिं यजन्त इह देवताः। क्षिप्रं हि मानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागशः तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्य कर्तारमव्ययम्। न मां कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति न मे कर्म फले स्पृहा इति मां योऽभिजानाति कर्मभिर्न स बध्यते। एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं पूर्वैर्पूर्वतरं कृतं किं कर्म किम् अकर्मेति कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्ष्यसे शुभात्। कर्मणो ह्यपि बोद्धव्यं बोद्धव्यं च विकर्मणः अकर्मणश्च बोद्धव्यं गहना कर्मणो गतिः। कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्म यः स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु स युक्तः कृत्स्नकर्मकृत्। यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञाननिधत्तकर्माणं तमाहुः पण्डितं बुधाः। त्यक्त्वा कर्मफलासङ्गं नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः। निराशीर्यत चित्तात्मा त्यक्त्य सर्वपरिग्रहः शारीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम्। यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः समसिद्धावसिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न विद्यते। गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य
ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः
यज्ञायाचरत कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्मवि ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना दैवमेवापरे यज्ञं योगिनः पर्युपासते ब्रह्माग्नावपरे यज्ञं यज्ञेनैवोपजुह्वति श्रोत्रादीनिन्द्रियान् अन्ये संयमाग्निषु जुह्वति शब्दादीन् विषयान् अन्ये इन्द्रियाग्निषु जुह्वति सर्वाणि इन्द्रियकर्माणि प्राणकर्माणि चापरे आत्मसंयम्य योगाग्नौ जुह्वति ज्ञानदीपिते द्रव्ययज्ञास्तपो यज्ञाः योगयज्ञास्तथा परे स्वाध्यायज्ञानयज्ञाश्च
यतयः समष्टिव्रताः
अपाने जुह्वति प्राणं प्राणे पानं तथा परे प्राणापानगतिरुद्ध्वा प्राणायामपरायणाः
अपरे नियताहाराः प्राणाप्राणेषु जुह्वति सर्वेऽप्येते यज्ञविदः यज्ञक्षपितकल्मषाः यज्ञशिष्टामृतभुजः यान्ति ब्रह्म सनातनं नायं लोकोऽस्य यज्ञस्य कुतोऽन्यः कुरु सत्तम एवं बहुविधा यज्ञाः विगता ब्रह्मलोके कर्मजान् विद्धितान् सर्वान् एवं ज्ञात्वा विमोक्ष्यसे श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयात् यज्ञात् ज्ञानयज्ञः परन्तप सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्येन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः
यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यतो मयि अपि चेतसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृतमः सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुते अर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रम् इह विद्यते तत्स्वयं योगसंसिद्धः कालेनात्मनि विन्दति श्रद्धावान् लभते ज्ञानं तत्परं संयतेन्द्रियः ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिम् अचिरेणाधिगच्छति अज्ञश्चाश्रद्धधा नश्च संशयात्मा विनश्यति नायं लोकोऽस्ति न परः न सुखं संशयात्मनः योगसंन्यस्तकर्माणं ज्ञानसञ्छिन्न संशयम् आत्मवन्तं न कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय तस्मादज्ञानसम्भूतं हृष्टं ज्ञानसिनात्मनः चित्वैनं संशयं योगम् आतिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ भारत ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे ज्ञानकर्मयोगो नाम
ज्ञानकर्म संन्यास योगो नाम
चतुर्थोऽध्यायः ॐ श्रीकेशवाय
नमः
ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः
ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ श्रीमद् भगवद गीता अथ पंचमोऽध्यायः।
अर्जुन उवाच संन्यासं कर्मणां कृष्ण पुनर्योगं च संशसि यच्छ्रेय एतयोरेकं तन्मे ब्रूहि सुनिश्चितं। श्रीभगवानुवाच संन्यासकर्मयोगश्च निःश्रेयस्करावुभौ तयोस्तु कर्मसन्न्यासात् कर्मयोगो विशिष्यते।
ज्ञेयः स नित्य सन्न्यासी यो न द्वेष्टि न काङ्क्षति निर्द्वन्द्वो हि महाबाहो सुखं बन्धात् प्रमुच्यते सांख्ययोगौ पृथग्बालाः प्रवदन्ति न पंडिताः एकमप्यास्थितः सम्यक् उभयोर्विन्दते फलम् यत् सांख्ये प्राप्यते स्थानं तद्योगेनपि गम्यते एकं सांख्यं च योगं च यः पश्यति स पश्यति संन्यासस्तु महाबाहो दुःखमाप्तुमयोगतः योगयुक्तो मुनिर्ब्रह्म न चिरेणाधिगच्छति योगयुक्तो विशुद्धात्मा विजितात्मा जितेन्द्रियः सर्वभूतात्मभूतात्मा कुर्वन्नपि न लिप्यते नैव किञ्चित् करोमीति युक्तो मन्येत तत्त्ववित् पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्नन् अश्नन् गच्छन् स्वपन् श्वसन् प्रलपन् विसृजन् गृह्णन् उन्मिषन् निमिषन्नपि इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्त इति धारयन् ब्रह्मण्याधाय कर्माणि संगं त्यक्त्वा करोति यः लिप्यते न स पापेन पद्मपत्रमिवाम्भसा कायेन मनसा बुद्ध्या केवल इन्द्रियैरपि योगिनः कर्म कुर्वन्ति संगं त्यक्त्वात्मशुद्धये युक्तकर्म फलं त्यक्त्वा शान्तिमाप्नोति नैष्ठिकीम् अयुक्तकामकारेण फले सक्तो निबध्यते सर्वकर्माणि मनसा सन्न्यस्यास्ते सुखं वशी नवद्वारे कुरे देहि नैव कुर्वन्न कारयन् न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्मफलसंयोगं स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते नारते कस्यचित् पापं न चैव सुकृतं विभुः अज्ञानेनावृतं ज्ञानं तेन मुह्यन्ति जन्तवः ज्ञानेन तु तदज्ञानं येषां नाशितमात्मनः तेषामादित्यवज्ञानं प्रकाशयति तत्परं तद्बुद्धयस्तदात्मानः तन्निष्ठास्तत्परायणाः गच्छन्तः पुनरावृत्तिं ज्ञाननिर्धूतकल्मषाः विद्याविनयसम्पन्ने ब्राह्मणे कविहस्तिनि शुनि चैव श्वपाके च पंडिता समदर्शिनः इहैव त्यर्जितः सर्गः येषां याम्ये स्थितं मनः निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थिताः ये न प्रहिष्येत् प्रियं प्राप्य नोद्विजेत् प्राप्य चाप्रियं स्थिरबुद्धिर्सम्मूढः ब्रह्मविद् ब्रह्मणि स्थितः बाह्यस्पर्शेषु सक्तात्मा विन्दत्यात्मनि यत् सुखं स ब्रह्मयोगयुक्तात्मा सुखमक्षयमश्नुते ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगाः दुःखयोनय एव ते आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः शक्नोति हैव यः सोढुं प्राक्शरीरविमोक्षणात् कामक्रोधोद्भवं वेगं स युक्तः स सुखी नरः योऽन्तः सुखोऽन्तरारामः तथान्तर्ज्योतिरेव यः स योगी ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं ब्रह्मभूतोऽधिगच्छति लभते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं ऋषयक्षीणकल्मषाः छिन्नद्वैधायतात्मानः सर्वभूतहिते रताः कामक्रोधवियुक्तानां यतीनां यतचेतसाम् अभितो ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं वर्तते विदितात्मनां स्पर्शान् कृत्वा बहिर्बाह्यां चक्षुश्चैवान्तरे भ्रुवोः प्राणापानौ समौ कृत्वा नासाभ्यन्तरचारिणौ यतेन्द्रियं मनो बुद्धिः
मुनिर्मोक्षपरायणः विगतेच्छाभयक्रोधः यः सदा मुक्त एव सः भोक्तारं यज्ञतपसां सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिमृच्छति ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद् भगवद गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे
कर्म संन्यास योगो नाम पंचमोऽध्यायः। ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः।
ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ श्रीमद् भगवद गीता अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः
श्रीभगवानुवाच अनाश्रितः कर्मफलम् कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः यं सन्न्यासम् इति प्राहुः योगं तं विद्धि पाण्डव न ह्यसन्न्यस्तसङ्कल्पः योगी भवति कश्चन आरुरुक्षोर्मुनिर्योगं कर्म कारणमुच्यते योगारूढस्य तस्यैव शमं कारणमुच्यते यदा हीनेन्द्रियार्थेषु न कर्मस्वनुषज्यते सर्वसङ्कल्पसन्न्यासी योगारूढस्तदोच्यते उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानम् आत्मानम् अवसादयेत् आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुः आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः बन्धुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य येनात्मैवात्मना जितः अनात्मनस्तु शत्रुत्वे वर्तेतात्मैव शत्रुवत् जितात्मनः प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहितः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः ज्ञानविज्ञानधृतात्मा कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः युक्त इत्युच्यते योगी समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः सुहृन्मित्रार्युदासीन मध्यस्थद्वेषबन्धुषु साधुष्वपि च पापेषु समबुद्धिर्विशिष्यते योगी युञ्जीत सततम् आत्मानं रहसि स्थितः एकाकीयत चित्तात्मा निराशीरपरिग्रहः शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य स्थिरमासनमात्मनः नात्युच्छ्रितं नातिनीचं शैलाजिनकुशोत्तरं तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा यतचित्तेन्द्रियक्रियः उपविश्यासने युञ्ज्यात् योगमात्मविशुद्धये समं कायशिरोग्रीवं धारयन्नचलं स्थिरः सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रं स्वं दिशश्चावलोकयन् प्रशान्तात्मा विगतभिः ब्रह्मचारी व्रते स्थितः मनः संयम्य मच्चित्तः युक्त आसीत् मत्परः युञ्जन्नेवं सदात्मानं योगी नियतमानसः शान्तिं निर्वाणपरमां मत्संस्थामधिगच्छति नात्यश्नतस्तु योगोऽस्ति न चैकान्तमनश्नतः न चाति स्वप्नशीलस्य जाग्रतो नैव चार्जुन युक्ताहारविहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः यदा विनियतं चित्तम् आत्मन्येवावतिष्ठते निःस्पृहः सर्वकामेभ्यः युक्त इत्युच्यते तदा यथा दीपो निवातस्तः नेङ्गते सोपमाश्रितः योगिनो यतचित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः यत्रो परमते चित्तं निरुद्धं योगसेवया यत्र चैवात्मनात्मानं पश्यन्नात्मनि तुष्यति सुखम् आत्यन्तिकं यत्तत् बुद्धिग्राह्यमतीन्द्रियं वेत्ति यत्र न चैवायं स्थितश्चलति तत्त्वतः यं लब्ध्वा चापरं लाभं मन्यते नाधिकं ततः यस्मिन् स्थितो न दुःखेन गुरुणापि विचाल्यते तं विद्यात् दुःखसंयोग वियोगं योगसंज्ञितं सनिश्चयेन योक्तव्यः योगो निर्विण्णचेतसा सङ्कल्पप्रभवान् कामान् त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् शेषतः मनसैवेन्द्रियग्रामं विनियम्य समन्ततः शनैः शनैरुपरमेत् बुद्ध्या धृतिगृहीतया आत्मसंस्थं मनः कृत्वा न किञ्चिदपि चिन्तयेत् यतो यतो निश्चरति मनश्चञ्चलमस्थिरं ततस्ततो नियम्यैतद् आत्मन्येव वशं नयेत् प्रशान्तमनसं हीनं योगिनं सुखमुत्तमम् उपैति शान्तरजसं ब्रह्मभूतमकल्मषं युञ्जन्नेवं सदात्मानं योगी विगतकल्मषः सुखेन ब्रह्म संस्पर्शम् अत्यन्तं सुखमश्नुते सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र समदर्शनः यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स सचमेन प्रणश्यति सर्वभूतस्थितं यो मां भजत्येकत्वमास्थितः सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि स योगी मयि वर्तते आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति योऽर्जुन सुखं वा यदि वा दुःखं स योगी परमो मतः अर्जुन उवाच योऽयं योगस्त्वया प्रोक्तः साम्येन मधुसूदन एतस्याहं न पश्यामि चञ्चलत्वात् स्थितं स्थिरां चञ्चलं हि मनः कृष्ण प्रमाथे बलवदृढं तस्याहं निग्रहं मन्ये वायोरिव सुदुष्करम् श्रीभगवानुवाच असंशयं महाबाहो मनो दुर्निग्रहं चलम् अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येन च गृह्यते असंयतात्मना योगः दुष्प्राप इति मे मतिः वश्यात्मना तु यतता शक्यो वाप्तुमुपायतः अर्जुन उवाच अयति श्रद्धयोपेतः योगाचलतमानसः अप्राप्य योगसंसिद्धिं कां गतिं कृष्ण गच्छति कच्चिन्नो भयविप्रशः छिन्नाभ्रमिव नश्यति अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढो ब्रह्मणः पति एतन्मे संशयं कृष्ण चेतुम् अर्हस्य शेषतः त्वदन्य संशयस्यास्य चेता न ह्युपपद्यते श्रीभगवानुवाच
पार्थ नैवैरनामुत्र विनाशस्य विद्यते न हि कल्याणकृत् कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति प्राप्य पुण्यकृतां लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वती समाः शुचिनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमताम् एतत् हि दुर्लभतरम् लोके जन्म यदीदृशम् तत्र तं बुद्धिसंयोगम् लभते पौर्वदेहिकम् यतते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दन पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव क्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सः जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्दब्रह्माति वर्तते प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु योगी संश्रितकिल्बिषः अनेकजन्म संसिद्धः ततो याति परां गतिम् तपस्विभ्योऽधिको योगी ज्ञानिभ्योऽपि मतोऽधिकः कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद्योगी भवार्जुन योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां स मे युक्ततमो मतः ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे आत्मसंयमयोगो नाम षष्ठोऽध्यायः।
ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीकेशवाय नमः।
जरा हल्के गाड़ी हाको मेरे राम गाड़ी वाले। जरा धीरे धीरे गाड़ी हाको मेरे राम गाड़ी वाले। जरा होले होले गाड़ी हाको मेरे राम गाड़ी वाले। गाड़ी मारी रंग रंगीली पैयह लाल गुलाल। गाड़ी मारी रंग रंगीली पैयह लाल गुलाल। गाड़ी मारी रंग रंगीली पैयह लाल गुलाल। हाकन वाले रंग चबीली बैठन वाला राम। हाकन वाली चैल चबीली बैठन वाला राम। ओ भैया हल्के गाड़ी हाको मेरे राम गाड़ी वाले। सब गाइए। जरा होले होले गाड़ी हाको मेरे राम गाड़ी वाले। कारियत की रेत में भाई मजल परी है दूर। कारियत की रेत में भाई मजल परी है दूर। ओ धर्मी धर्मी पार उतर गया पापी चकनाचूर। धर्मी धर्मी पार उतर गया पापी चकनाचूर। ओ भैया हल्के गाड़ी हाको मेरे राम गाड़ी वाले। जरा होले होले गाड़ी हाको मेरे राम गाड़ी वाले। देश देश का बैर बुलाया लाया जड़ी और बूटी। देश देश का बैर बुलाया लाया जड़ी और बूटी। देश देश का बैर बुलाया लाया जड़ी और बूटी। देश देश का बैर बुलाया लाया जड़ी और बूटी। जड़ी बूटी तेरे काम न आए जब राम के घर की टूटी। जड़ी बूटी तेरे काम न आए जब राम के घर से छूटी। जड़ी बूटी तेरे काम न आई जब राम के घर की टूटी। जड़ी बूटी तेरे काम न आई जब राम के घर से छूटी। भैया हल्के गाड़ी हाको मेरे राम गाड़ी वाले। जरा धीरे धीरे गाड़ी हाको मेरे राम गाड़ी वाले। जरा होले होले गाड़ी हाको मेरे राम गाड़ी वाले। चार जने मिल मत उठायो बांधी काठ की घोड़ी। चार जने मिल मत उठायो बांधी काठ की घोड़ी। चार जने मिल मत उठायो बांधी काठ की घोड़ी। चार जने मिल मत उठायो बांधी काठ की घोड़ी। ले जाकर मरघट पे रखिया फूंक दीनी जैसी होली। ले जाकर मरघट पे रखिया फूंक दीनी जैसी होली। Jai Shri Ram. So for those of you who are coming tonight for the first time, we've been trying to sing this Kabir Bhajan. And it talks about treating this body nicely. Because I am the driver, this body is the vehicle, and the passenger is Ram. So the chauffeur, who is myself, he has to really take care of this vehicle and drive it nicely also. We can't put Bhagwan Ram to sit down in a dirty vehicle also, isn't it? The vehicle also has to be clean. Bhagwan Shri Krishna. Bhagwan Shri Krishna was the driver of Arjuna's chariot. And Bhagwan Shri Krishna is to get up every morning and clean the horses and clean the dung also. Because that is the duty of a chauffeur. The duty of the person who is the driver, he has to keep that thing clean, that chariot, and clean the horses and clean everything before Arjuna could come up. Once you take that duty, you have to do it. You see. So Kabir Sahib said, treat this vehicle nicely because your passenger is Ram himself. You see. Not to take it lightly. And then the whole thing goes on. And then the story takes a tragic turn in the middle of the bhajan. What is that? It takes a tragic turn because the fellow did not treat his body properly. Instead of putting all nice healthy things inside the body, he put all other things. Then what happened? He tried to savage the body now. So he brought medicines from imported medicines, imported doctors, everything. And one doctor was telling that fellow, I don't know how I remember the story and all. Sir, don't worry now. I'm going to give you local anesthetic. Local anesthetic. The wife was sitting there. She said, no. Don't give him no local thing. You get imported one. This fella have plenty money. Local anesthetic? So anyway, he brought doctors from everywhere abroad and medicine from everywhere, but nothing worked. Then what? Finally, the tragic turn. Mar gaya, bechara. He died. Then, 4 jane mat uthayo. 4 people lifted him and took him to the smashan there. Smashan means cremation site. They took him to smashan. Fir le jaakar mar ghat pe rakhiya. They placed him there on the smashan ghat there, and they lit that fire. And phuk dini jaisi holi. You like when you in Holi when you firecracker kaboom. Also they say this skull. Yes, kaboom like that. Like Holi, just jaisi Holi he writes. That means in Holi they were practicing like that long time also. With firecrackers. When bilak kar tiriya rove, bichare gayi mei jodi, and then the wife cried. And Tulsi, Kabir Sahib's message at the end is, in this world where there is coming together of 2 people, there will also be separation. That is why just now Shri Bharati ji and they were all chanting here. After long, Ananta Koti Janma, long many births, this person really develops the Vairagya, which is in that 6th chapter. Bhagavan Krishna is talking about Vairagya there. After many births, we develop Vairagya and detach. And so, if I am detached, nothing has to be pulled away from me. But if I am attached, it will have to be pulled away. You know that. Like when there's scotch tape on your hand, you pull. Then, it's painful. But what you have to do before is put the oil of detachment. So when the scotch tape comes, slide out. That's why when you peel in shatta and you put oil in your hand. The oil of detachment, they call it. We call it. Okay. All right. Now, let us do the opening prayer, then Gita Dhyanam, and then I will introduce today's topic, where we are. because many people are joining tonight for the first time. We do salutations to Lord Ganesh, salutations to Saraswati Maya, salutations to Guru. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurudevaya Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshini Bhagavati Ashtadashadhyayini Amba Tvamanusandadham Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini Namostute Vyasa Vishal Buddhe Hullarvindayata Patra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetra Kapane Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gitamrita Duhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavo Dugdha Gopalanandana Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamritam Mahat Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Hari Om. Radhe 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 Govinda. सब गाइए.
राधे 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 गोविंदा.
राधे 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 गोविंद. हरि बोल. राधे राधे राधे
राधे गोविंदा.
राधे 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 गोविंद. सब गाइए.
राधे 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 गोविंदा.
राधे 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 गोविंद.
राधे 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 गोविंदा.
राधे 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 गोविंद. हरि बोल.
राधे 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 गोविंदा.
राधे 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 गोविंद.
राधे 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 गोविंदा.
राधे 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 गोविंद.
राधे 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 गोविंदा.
राधे 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 की जय। धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे
धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे
समवेतायुयुत्सवः
समवेतायुयुत्सवः
धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे
धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे
समवेतायुयुत्सवः
समवेतायुयुत्सवः
मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव
मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव
मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव
मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव
कुर्वत सञ्जय
किं कुर्वत सञ्जय
किम कुर्वत सञ्जय
किं कुर्वत सञ्जय
जय श्री कृष्ण जय हरे कृष्ण
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 यत्र योगेश्वर कृष्ण
यत्र योगेश्वर कृष्ण
ओ यत्र योगेश्वर कृष्ण
यत्र योगेश्वर कृष्ण
यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः
यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः
यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः
यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः
तत्र श्रीविजयो भूति
यत्र श्रीविष्णुयो भूति
तत्र श्रीविजयो भूतिः
तत्र श्रीविष्णुयो भूति
तत्र श्रीविजयो भूतिः
तत्र श्रीविष्णुयो भूति
ध्रुवाणी तिर्मतिर्मम
ध्रुवाणि तिरुतिरुमः
ध्रुवाणी तिर्मतिर्मम
ध्रुवाणि तिरुतिरुमः
जय श्री कृष्ण जय हरे कृष्ण
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 कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय Okay, so if you are joining us tonight for the first time, we are seeing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and we have clubbed the Gita into 3 sections. The first section, chapters 1 to 6, deal with Karma Yoga, and we saw that exhaustively in the first 3 days. Karma Yoga and all the elements required for Karma Yoga. And the next 6 chapters, from number 7 to 12, Bhakti Yoga, which we concluded last night, and we saw most of the main elements of Bhakti Yoga also, that is to be found in this group of 6 chapters from 7 to 12. So now we are left with 6 chapters at the end, from 13 to 18, and this deals with, or these chapters deal with the last of the 3 yogas called as Jnana Yoga. And why the Bhagavad Gita is divided like this by the great Madhusudana Saraswati and so many great saints who have studied is because we ourselves have 3 main parts of the personality, which is unique in every person. We have this body by which we do actions, we do work, we do karma with this body all the time. So Karma Yoga is dealt with first. And then we have the emotional part of our being, where we have all emotions and where we have all feelings, we say. So there, Those emotions have to be harnessed, those emotions have to be collected, integrated, and directed towards Paramatma. Even if we are angry also, get angry with Paramatma, get angry with Bhagwan. Yena kena prakarena, by any which way, we lead the mind to Bhagwan. So, Bhakti Yoga is about emotions, collecting the emotions and directing it towards the Lord. And we saw all of this Bhakti Yoga in this second portion because we have this emotional side of our being which has to be treated also. We have to treat the whole personality, you know. Yeah, and this is actually, nowadays you're hearing this word so often. What is that word? Holistic medicine. Have you heard? Holistic living. Holistic living. Because you are a whole human being. No, you're not a 1/3 of a human being or 1/4 of a human being or any such thing, you see. And one more thing I'm hearing these days, you know, people say, well, not these days, you hear quite often, long ago I've been hearing. When you go somewhere, when we are going, well, not me, but when I listen to hear people like you saying, what is that? That husband comes to the function alone, then they ask him, where is your better half? And that wife comes alone. Where is your other half? But jokes apart, I want to tell you, in Sanatana Dharma, please remember, you're not half a being. You're a whole being. We are a whole being. This is all Western things. Eh? We are not half of a being. We are a whole being. And meaning to say, look here, when you came into this world, you came with that spouse or not? No. When you leave this world, you leave with that spouse? No. So half a being came into the world? Or a whole being came? A whole being came, and a whole being will leave. Half did not come. We are not very good at fractions. A whole being came and a whole being will leave. We are individually responsible to Paramatma. Individually. There's nowhere in our Shastras where you'll see, they'll tell, as soon as the wife got mukti, the husband also got mukti. Or, as soon as the husband got mukti, the wife also got mukti. There's no such thing. Eh? Everybody has to get his mukti for himself. Please remember that thing. You cannot eat food and the other person's belly will full. Everybody has to seek his own mukti. So now, you see the word. See the word, and that is why we have to actually go right down to the etymology of the words and all. They are very clear. Dharma sahacharini. Dharma sahachari. The husband is called Dharma sahachari and the wife is called Dharma sahacharini. Huh? It means, I am following the path of Dharma and this is my partner in following the path of Dharma. No way it said this is half. And whether this person, you see, I will encourage this person to follow the path of Dharma, but whether this person will follow or not, that is up to that person. But I should be clear, I am walking the path of Dharma. Every spouse should think like this. This is Dharma Sahacharini, Dharma Sahachari, if it's masculine. And I am walking the path of Dharma, and if the person wants to come along with me, the person come. That is in their hand. And I encourage also. And if I have to help, I help also. But always remember, I am on the path. Aaye bhi akela. Yeah, kya baat hai. 2 दिन की जिंदगी है का मेला. Right. So, I am a whole, complete, total being with a physical part, an emotional part, and now in the last 6 chapters, to be treated in these 3 days, an intellectual part. And I'm telling, nowadays we hear all these words of holistic medicine and holistic living and holistic that and holistic and all. Because they realize, you can't treat, look here now. When you go to the gym, I know people go to the gym and all. Nowadays people are going to the gym also. The only thing we knew when we were small about gym is dirty gym. But nowadays people going to the gym. So anyway, do you exercise one leg or two legs? You exercise two legs, isn't it? Otherwise one of your leg will have good strength and the other leg will. What is this? We exercise both the legs. We develop both the legs. In the same way, I develop the whole personality, and so I have to follow elements of all the three yogas which are there. I may be predominantly one type of Jnani, Karma Yogi, Bhakta. I may be predominantly one type. That doesn't mean I have to neglect the others, the other parts of the personality. And all have to be treated. Now I keep telling, here we are in the last portion of this Bhagavad Gita, and what is required from our side is I have to be prepared intellectually. I have to be prepared intellectually for the application, and robust application. Not the Swamiji, that thing too hard for me, I can't understand that thing. And you give up the battle before you even start. Look here. You belong. We belong to the tradition of the rishis. They were intellectual giants. I'm telling from my personal study also. Before studying this philosophy, I was studying all the Western philosophers. From Socrates all the way down to modern philosophers, Hegel and Kant and everybody coming down. And there is it's chalk and cheese. There is no comparison. The philosophical and subtle depths of the rishis' intellectual flight is unparalleled, unprecedented in human civilization. And you are natural inheritors to that intellectual subtlety. And how you'll say, no, Swamiji, I can't understand that thing, Sing a bhajan. That is only one part of the personality. Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells in the 14th chapter that even sattva can bind. It means I have a lot of good arguments in my intellect, and I use as many arguments as possible not to understand Shastras. Not to understand the scripture. No, I will do something else. That's beyond me, I will do something. But I'm saying we have to develop all the parts of the personality. We call Tulsidas ji a bhakta. We call Mirabai a bhakta. We call Kabir Sahib a bhakta. We call Surdas bhaktas. We call them bhaktas. But if you study their works, you will see that the most profound Vedantic knowledge of the Upanishads are to be found in every part of their writing. So whether I'm bhakta or karma yogi or whatever, and I told you on the first day, if I am working and I am not working with the right attitude, it means if I don't have right understanding in my work, then there's no difference between me and the donkey. The donkey might be better off. I explained that also. The donkey might be better off. One donkey met up another donkey in the market, in the Shagwana's market back in the day. So the first donkey asked the second donkey, boy, how your master does treat you? The second donkey said, what? I have a really compassionate and nice master. He treats me really well. He feeds me sufficiently. He gives me enough water to drink. He doesn't overwork me. He keeps me in the shade. He builds a nice little shed for me. Huh? My master treats me real nice. So the second donkey asked the first donkey, now what about you? How your master treat you? That second donkey said, boy, my master is a cruel fellow. Cruel, you know. He ill-treats me, underfeeds me, overworks me. He ties me out in the hot sun. I have to beat the weather, rain, sun, everything outside. And if I bray one time, he'll lift the lathi and say, I'll give you something to bray with. I can't bray also. So the second donkey said, well, why don't you run away from that house? You know, escape. He said, no, I have hope. You have hope? What hope? He said, only last week I hear that my master quarreling with his daughter. He get vexed with his daughter. And he quarreling with she. And he says, stupid girl, one of these days I'm going to marry you to that donkey. So he have hope. That fella have hope. So the donkey also have hope. Yes. The donkey also have hope. So if the donkey have hope, he might be better than we. Anyway, so the person who works without proper understanding, the donkey is better off than him. The reason is the donkey is only working out karma. Animals only work out karma. They don't incur new karma. But the human being who doesn't have the right understanding, when he's working, he is experiencing all the karma phala from last lives and all that kind of thing. And he's creating new karma, which will create further bondage. We saw that in the first portion and all. It will create further bondage. But for the donkey, he's just working out. He's not creating new karma to create further bondage. So, the intellectual understanding of what we are doing is very, very important. So, now, Bhagavan means to say that if we don't develop this intellectual part of the personality, we are leaving out 1/3 of the personality. And a stool cannot stand with 2 legs. The stool need 3 legs, correct or not? At least 3 legs, like that. So the intellectual part of the personality has to be developed as well. So now from chapters 13 to 18 is where all of these very difficult ideas and concepts and all of them come. So now I will be looking at some of them. So you prepare to bust your brain a little bit in this portion. Sooner or later we'll have to do it only. Right. This is 13, 16. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Vahirantascha bhutanam.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Acharam charamevacha.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Prabha Vishnu cha.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
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 Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna. Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. On the first day, we talked about the all-pervasiveness of Paramatma. It is there. This is like a common thread running through all the scriptures. And I explained to you in detail about, that is called as Sarva Vyapitvam. Sarva Vyapitvam of Paramatma, the all-pervasiveness of Paramatma. And in Bhakti Marg, Tulsidas, she says, he is all-pervasive. He is here, there, and everywhere. But, and this is Bhakti Marg, the comparison. Hari Vyapak Sarvatra Samana Premat Pragat Hoi Main Jana.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Hari Vyapak Sarvatra Samana
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Premat Pragat Hoi Main Jana.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Hari Vyapak Sarvatra Samana Premate Pragat Hoi Mai Jana. He said, I know that even though Hari is all pervasive, he is here, there, and I told you last night from the 11th chapter, Sarvam Sama. Listen to this. The reason why I'm clarifying this is because people walk around with all sorts of wrong ideas in their head. Sarvam samapnoshi tatosi sarvaha. Because you pervade everything, there are two parts of that line. This is pure Vedanta from Upanishads. Because you pervade everything, you are everything. So now I'll tell you why I'm clarifying this. And Tulsidas is saying the same thing. Hari Vyapak Sarvatra Samana. Why I take time to clarify, pause and to clarify this thing is this. When you ask anybody of any religion, anybody, hey, where is God? Well, they'll tell you, God is here, there, and you hear that all the time. So once I started questioning a fellow from another religion, I asked him the same thing. Hey, where is God? Here, there, and everywhere. So, that is, we all say that. But this microphone, for instance, is occupying some space, right? So people's idea is this microphone is already occupying a certain amount of space. Let us say 1 cubic inch of space or whatever, 1 cubic yard of space, whatever thing is occupying whatever. So that space is already occupied by the microphones. So then you ask, is God in that space? Then they say, no, how will he be in that space? The microphone already took that space. So he cannot be in that space. 1 cubic foot of space, the microphone occupied. So, God cannot be in that space because that space is already occupied. Like when you are already occupied that seat, so the other person cannot come and take it. So people's understanding of Sarva Vyapitvam is this, that whatever space is not occupied by other objects in the universe, there God is. He is in the remaining space. So this microphone has taken up this space and you have taken up that space. So between you, there is some available space. Shesha Akash. Between. So God is in that. So when people understand by God is here, there and everywhere, is He's in between all the available space. But that is not the teaching. The teaching is the line from the 11th chapter, which I just told you. What is that? Sarvam samapnoshi tatosi sarvaha. Since you pervade everything, you are everything. So in Sanatana Dharma, the teaching is like this. This microphone also is Bhagwan. The microphone also is made up of the same Sat, Chit, Ananda. You are made up of the same Sat, Chit, Ananda. And the space in between is made up of the same Sat, Chit, Ananda. So it will be three things now. This, the space, and you. All are made up of the same Satchitananda. That means all are one and same. And how is that possible? Very simple. That is a very simple thing. People are not taught these type of things. People are taught. That is why you see people, those who are atheists, they laugh at us. Because people tell any foolishness and we believe very fast. They laugh at us like anything. So look here. I gave you the example of the people who live here in Chandanagar. They make clay objects. They make clay objects. So you can have one fundamental material which is called as clay, but you have so many nama roop, means forms in that shop. Clay dog, clay elephant, clay pot, clay, cup, clay, everything. So when you go in the shop, from one standpoint, there are many, many objects there. Nama Rupa. But from another standpoint, there is only one thing. So in the very same way, there are many objects there. There's microphone, there's you, there's the podium, there's harmonium. There are many objects from the standpoint of Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa Drishti say, there are many objects. But from the standpoint of the fundamental material of this universe, it is Sat, Chit, Ananda. So if you can see that happening with an ordinary thing like clay, where it can have so many Nama Rupa, so why Sat cannot have Nama Rupa? Clay is a finite thing. Sat, or existence, is an infinite reality. And the easy way to prove that also is to say, hey, this thing exists or not? Well, it exists. You exist or not? Yes. The space in between you exists or not? Every single thing in this universe, there is no such thing as non-existence. There is no such thing as non-existence. Everything in the universe exists. Exists. Even if I conceptualize non-existence, the concept exists or not? The concept also exists. So, there is only one string of unbroken existence in this universe. And that existence has taken on this Rupa and all the various infinite Rupas in this universe. Same one existence. Like the same one clay has taken on all the Rupas in that form, in that shop. In exactly the same way. There is what we call as the Adhyaropa of Nama Rupa. This is all Sanskrit technical things now. The Adhyaropa of Nama Rupa on a fundamental substance. All right, let me break down that a little bit. So the potter takes this clump of clay, right? So now if you just put it on the table there, all you could do is call it a clump. But he has an idea of an elephant in his head. It has to be already in his head. So from the idea state in his head, passing through his muscles, he molds that thing into an elephant. So the Nama Rupa was there in his head. Name and form was there in his head and went through his hands and got superimposed on the clump of clay. So now when you come, nobody calls it a clump of clay. Even though it's the same clay. It was 1 pound before and it's still 1 pound. Even though it is the same clay, nobody now calls it a clump. When we see it on the table, hey, look at this nice elephant. Huh? Look at this nice elephant. The only thing that has happened there is he has superimposed Nama Rupa, name and form, onto the clay. That is what Bhagavan has done with himself for his whole universe. So in Bhakti Marg, it is saying there, Tulsidashi is saying there, that Bhagavan, who is the substratum, the adhishthana, aadhar of this whole universe, he is revealed by bhakti for a bhakta. The bhakta comes to, oh yeah, wow, this is the whole thing is pervaded by Paramatma only. He is everything. The bhaktas live like that. What the Jnanis do now? The Jnani says, no. This universe, if I have superimposed Nama Roop on the clay, if I have superimposed Nama Roop on the clay, that is a false superimposition. Nothing has changed in that clay. If the clay was sweet before, it will still be sweet. If it was saline, it will still be saline. If it was sapate, it will still be sapate. Or whatever type of clay. If it was 1 pound, it will still be 1 pound. I have done nothing to the clay. The superimposition of a name and a form is a false superimposition. This is Jnana. This is the difference. Bhakta doesn't say anything false. Are ye to mera Ram hai. This is my Ram. This is my Krishna. But Jnani says, no, the superimposition is a false superimposition. Name and form are not real. Not real. Yes, this is Jnana Marg. Names and forms are not real. They have mere appearances. Abhasa Roop it is called. Mere appearances. How? We'll show you. Look here. Mr. Lalludev has made the clay elephant, right? And I kept it here. Now, we are saying there are 3 things. There is clay, there is name, which is called elephant, and there is Rupa, with 4 legs and tail and trunk and all that, right? Roop, form. So 3 things are there. Because we said he had that in his mind and he superimposed it on the clump of clay. But now you see, we're saying now there are 3 things. Clay, then there's name, and there's form. From the 3 things which are on the table, I am only going to remove one of the 3. I am going to remove the clay. I'll take 1 atom of clay and keep it aside. And take another atom of clay and keep it aside. And take another atom of clay and keep it aside. And I remove all the atoms of clay and I keep it aside. Then what will be left there? What happened to the other 2? Name and form. Well, name and form, they will vanish into thin air, isn't it? Well, based on this Gyan Margi said, Gyani say, Arey bhaiya, if that name and form were real, after I removed the clay, they should have remained there. They should have stayed there. The fact that they do not have an independent existence of their own, it means that they are unreal. They are dependent on the clay. And when I remove the clay, they vanished. This is Gyan. This is Gyan Marg. So for the Jnani, what I see in front of me here is all Abhasa Roop, Nama Rupa, names and form, or appearance of names and form. On what? On Sat, which we also call Chit Anand. So the whole universe is nothing but names and forms on Sat. So now what the Jnani does, he sits there and he, what we call the Adhyaropa, he does Apavada. He intellectually blows to smithereens all the wrong ideas which we have had. Oh, this thing is so real, that is so real, and without that I cannot live, and that, he demolishes all these type of ideas of this being real and that being real and the other. See, Bhagwan Shankaracharya in his Bhaja Govindam in the beginning also tells, see this, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, sab gaiye.
भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं
गोविन्दं भज मूढमते
गोविन्दं भज मूढमते
नारीस्तन्भरनाभिदेशम्
भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं
दृष्ट्वा मागामोहावेशम्
भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं
एतन्मां तव सारिविकारम्
भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं
मनसि विचिन्तय वारं वारम्
भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं
गोविन्दं भज मूढमते
गोविन्दं भज मूढमते
गोविन्दं भज मूढमते
गोविन्दं भज मूढमते
हरे राम 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 हरे 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 राम राम
राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे
हरे राम हरे राम
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे
कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय. He says, think again and again what we consider as this body even. Here he's referring to the body, both for men and women. He says, Manasi vichintaya varam varam. Again and again your mind think. What you consider to be the body is just the modification of fat and flesh and bone and hair and pus and guts and blood and pray. Jai Shri Ram. All these things. And I tell you, the delusion is the human being, he doesn't like any one of these things individually. But when you put it together, packaging is everything, I tell you. Woohoo. Packaging is the biggest thing on the earth today, you know. When you buy a cell phone, the package worth more than the phone, I tell you. Huh? The packaging is an amazing thing. Because if you put a line here and you put fat and in Ziploc bag and you hang it here, fat and flesh and blood and pus and guts and hair and nail and teeth and bone and somebody individually we like none of these things, but when you package that thing together, You know that when you see a hair in your food. Correct or not? What? Worse yet if you see a nail. But when we package it together nicely and it's, oh, I can't do without you. Like that. But so now the idea is that superimposition of nama rupa, or that special combination of the 5 elements which has taken on nama rupa, the name and form, we get enamored by the name and form, and we never think deeper. So the Gyan Marga is teaching like this. Now, if you look at everything in this world, everything boils down to pure existence, and there is nothing but pure existence. Sat hi sat. Aur kuch nahi hai. So now, in this 13th chapter, Bhagavan Shri Krishna talks about this sat and all the intricacies, which is today, which I want to tell you now before I start this verse. Today, modern science is coming to verify every single word of Bhagavan. Modern quantum physics is coming to verify every single word of Bhagavan. Bahirantascha bhutanam acharam charamevacha. Bhagavan is inside and outside of all things in this universe, moving or unmoving. Whether the thing is moving or unmoving. He is inside as well as outside. So that means what? Inside every atom as well as outside every atom. And in the atom there is an electron. So he's inside of every electron. Meaning to say, inside him is, he is everything. Like that. Inside means he's not missing. Let's say there's an electron like this. He's not missing in any part of that electron. He's not missing in any part of the atom. So if he's not missing in any part of the atom, well, he is the atom. See the clay on the table, where is clay missing in that elephant? Clay is not missing, he's in every part of the elephant. So Bhagavan is inside and outside. Sukshmatvatada vigneyaha. Because of his subtlety, because of the subtlety of this Paramatma, Satchitananda Paramatma, he is avigneyam. Avigneyam means unknowable by our limited, finite intellect. Remember, we are talking about the intellect. So the intellect can know objective things. It can know things which are objective to the intellect, but it cannot do a somersault and know itself. It has to, means to know the source of its power of knowing. It cannot know that. It will have to relinquish its finitude, relinquish its identity and go behind. That's why Bhagavan, throughout the scriptures, go on telling. In his second chapter this was given also. No? Achintyam. Unthinkable. It will be like a dog trying to catch his own tail. Have you seen? The dog trying to catch his tail. So when he turns like this to try to catch his tail, the tail also, he can't catch his tail. You see? So in the same way, if I turn my intellect to go inside to try to catch the reality, Satchitananda, which is fueling the intellect, when I turn, that comes behind the intellect to fuel it, to look inside. So what I have to do? Just be quiet. Remain quiet. Because quietude, I told you last night, Shanti is the nature of the quietude. Peace is the nature of the self. Just remain quiet like that. That is the idea. Sukshmatva, because it is sukshma. This is a technical word in Sanskrit also, in Vedanta. Sukshma word, you'll have to study. Sukshma is that which cannot be perceived by the 5 senses or the mind or the intellect, any of the faculties. Subtle. The opposite of sukshma in Sanskrit is called as sthula. So this is how it is measured, I'll tell you. Look here. How many senses we have? 5. We have eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. Right? Now, see this object here. One object is in front of me. So now we can perceive this object with our 5 senses. So this thing is called as sthula, gross. Because I can perceive it, I can see it, I can hear it, I can touch it, I can smell it, I can taste it if I want also. Right? We can perceive this with our 5 senses. Okay, so this object is called as gross or sthula. All right, now see the air in this room here, in this tent. Can you perceive with your 5 senses? No. Only few of the senses can. Oh, it is warm, it is cool. So the skin can tell like that. Or maybe with the nose. Ah, scented. Bal has nightingale over there. Rat ki Rani. Like that. We can tell like that. So only few of the senses can perceive the air. So the air compared to this will be more sukshma, more subtle. And this will be more gross. These are technical words in Sanskrit. We're trying to find English translations for them. Sukshma and sthula. So now, the space is the most subtle of the 5 elements. You cannot see space, you cannot touch space, we cannot taste space, and we cannot, what do you call that? Smell space. The only thing about space is we can hear. Space is called silence. You can hear silence or not? We said there was pin drop silence. How you know? You heard only. Silence is the first sound. It's a contradiction in terms, but we can hear silence. Space is only perceived by our air. Anyway, this you have to do a lot of studying of Vedanta. But now, these are the 5 elements. And subtler than the 5 elements. Etasmat ajayate akasha sambhutaha. Etasmat akasha sambhutaha. From that only came space. Akashat vayuhu. So from that reality, which came space. And space I cannot perceive it, I can only perceive it with 1 sense organ. What to talk about that now? From which space came? From which space evolved? Space will be even more subtle. So that space, so Bhagavan says here, sukshmatvat tada vigneya. Because it is so subtle, our faculties, none of them could perceive this reality. All I have to do is just sit quietly. Durastam chantike chatat. It is near and it is far. Now this thing is now being proven by quantum physics. This reality is nearest of the near and furthest of the further, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I don't know how you will say that. And I'll show you how this thing. I have told you in the past that the nature of the samsara in which we are living, in one thing, you find its antithesis or its opposite right there in the same thing. You don't have to go looking elsewhere. And many examples I have given to you. Like for example, I am tall and short at the same time, depending on who I am standing in front of. All the pairs which we know, what we call as dvandva in the sansar, they are like that. The same thing is hot and cold at the same time. It is all, and that's why Einstein came up with the whole theory of relativity. It is all relative only. This thing is, when we call it cold, it is relative to another thing. And when we call it hot, it is relative to another thing. Like for example, the boiling pot of water, you call it hot or cold? Hot. Oh. So you say, wow, this thing hot. Then what? You take that boiling pot of water, 100 degrees Celsius, right? And you take him down by the steel mill. And the steel boiling at 2,300 degrees Celsius. Steel boiling at 2,300 degrees Celsius. And you ask the boiling steel, hey, you, what do you think about this fellow here? this boiling water. You ask the boiling steel, what do you think about boiling water? Boiling steel will say, boiling water? That fellow is experiencing winter. Because compared to he, this is nothing. Every single thing in the universe contains both the what we typically call the pairs of opposites at one and the same time. Everything. Now you'll have to give some thought to when you're driving, when you're, have spare time, think about this thing. But how this is being proven now in modern physics, I'll tell you. Modern physics is now postulating, and they didn't have to postulate and all that. We could have told them from the Upanishad long time that there is something called a common energy field. A common energy field. And from the common energy field comes out an electron. And so where proton will come from now? Right there. Electron, protons, everything will have to come from the same common energy field. Right? So the same common energy field is at the same time negative as an electron and positive as a proton. The field is both negative and positive at the same time. All things in the universe bear that stamp of the initial state of the universe. And when a particle comes out, they're saying sometimes that particle behaves as a wave and sometimes it behaves as a particle. So it is a particle and a wave at the same time. All this is now being taught by modern physics, and Bhagavan is in the Kathopanishad. Asino duram rajati. Sitting one place, he goes far. So he's sitting and he's going at the same time. See, this thing is also demonstrated in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagwan Shri Krishna gives Divya Chakshu to Arjuna. Arjuna became a spy. He gave Divya Chakshu to Arjuna, divine eyes. And Arjuna is seeing with that divine eyes Kauravas dead. This is the 11th chapter. Kauravas are dead. So Arjuna becomes happy because in any case I didn't want to kill them. Already they are dead. So he told Bhagavan, Prabhu, thank you. You already did the job for me. You killed them. Chunitairuttamangyaihi. The head pulverized to powder. So now Bhagavan said, they are dead. Arjuna said, yes. I am seeing them dead. So Bhagavan said, well, with whose eyes you saw them dead? What do you mean with whose eyes? My eyes. Bhagavan said, really? You forgot when this 11th chapter began, I gave you divine eyes or what? Oh, sorry, Bhagavan. Yeah. Now give me back my divine eyes. Arjuna gave back. Now look on the other side of the battlefield. Kaurava is alive or dead? Arjuna looked now with his own eyes. Kaurava is alive. Now take back these divine eyes. He took back Bhagavan divine eyes. Now look with Bhagavan divine eyes. Oh, they are dead. Give back the divine eyes. Look with your own eye. They are alive. So now Kaurava is alive or dead? My dear, Kauravas are alive and dead at one and the same time in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. With divine eyes, they are dead. With Arjuna's natural eyes, they are alive. The common energy field is both negative and positive at the same time, because a negative charge can come out from it or a positive charge can come out from it. A particle can come out from it. So the electron, the subatomic particles are waves and particles at one and the same time, depending on how you are looking. depending on from which side you are looking. But here, the Kathopanishad is saying, and the Bhagavad Gita is also telling, Bhagwan is sitting one place and also going everywhere. Asino duram brajati, shayano yati, sarvataha. Sleeping, he goes everywhere. Sleeping, he goes everywhere. Durastam chanti kechata. This is the Gita verse. All the ideas from the Upanishads are coming. Avivaktam vivakteshu. Even though undivided, that Paramatma, undivided, he seems to be divided. This is only seems. He seems to be divided up into this thing. He's divided up into you, me, this, the space in between, divided up into a million, gazillion things in the universe. Divided up into everything. Vibhaktam ivachas iva. As though divided. This is a big word in Sanskrit. Iva. He appears to be divided, but don't be fooled. He is not divided. Because Bhagwan is here and Bhagwan is there, but the intervening space also, he is that space as well. So there is one unbroken Bhagwan. He is this and he is that and he is in between. One unbroken reality, that Paramatma. Bhuta Bhartri, the supporter, Adhishthan of all things in the universe. Tajñeyam. Grasishnu Prabhavishnucha. And this is an interesting thing. See this. Tumi ho Brahma, Tumi ho Vishnu, Tumi ho Brahma,
Tumi ho Vishnu,
Tumi ho Shankar Rupa,
Tumi ho Shankar Rupa,
Tumi ho Brahma, Tumi ho Vishnu,
Tumi ho Brahma, Tumi ho Vishnu,
Tumi ho Shankar Rupa,
Tumi ho Shankar Rupa. दर्शन दीजो, दर्शन दीजो,
सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. तुम्ही हो ब्रह्मा, तुम्ही हो Vishnu, तुम्ही हो Shankar Rupa. You have heard this countless times that we have Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. Bhagwan is saying here, Grasishnu cha, Prabha Vishnu cha. From this Paramatma, or in this Paramatma, all things dissolve. And from the same Paramatma, all things again arise. Now, because these two words are coming here, I'm taking this opportunity to explain to you something very fundamental in Sanatana Dharma. And why I chanted that just now, all of you have heard over and over and over, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, they are the creator, the sustainer and the destroyer. You have heard? Creator, sustainer and destroyer. Well, that is not Sanatana Dharma. That is Christianity disguised with the names of the manifestations found in Sanatana Dharma. And the reason is, in this Bhagavad Gita, we saw on one of the previous days, that you have always been there, I have always been there. Bhagavan Shri Krishna is telling, you have always been there, I have always been there, all these kings have always been there. And there shall never come a time in future when we shall cease to be. It means we will always be there. Now in that teaching of this Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads and all the scriptures like that, right? I want you to tell me exactly where is creation in that. If Bhagavan is telling decidedly that I have always been there, then where is creation in that? If nobody created me, I have been there from Anadikal. And this is why all these Sanskrit words are there. And this is why we have to study these Sanskrit words. Anadikal means beginningless time. Beginningless. There was no such thing as it began at any certain time. We are called, that is the meaning of eternal. I have always been there. So these two words explain the cosmic process which is just going on. What is the cosmic process which is going on right in front of your eyes, which we really usually don't pay any attention to? In this world right in front of you, every single day, you are seeing things dissolving and you are seeing things again manifesting. We are not seeing things being destroyed. When you say things being destroyed, that is only from a very limited relative standpoint. Even science tells matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Which we learn this in standard 3 or whatever, form 3. Standard 3 or form 3. That's where we learn matter can neither be created nor destroyed. So what we are seeing in this world in front of us is just every single day, every moment, dissolution and remanifestation. Dissolution and remanifestation. That is all. This tree is growing here now. Now see, Bal has built up a nice house and made this place so nice and all that sort of thing. But you think it was always like this? There has to be so many trees growing here. Then what happened to all the trees? They dissolved. Means not a single atom was lost. Huh? Not a single atom was lost. The universe is a universe of dissolution and remanifestation. It is not a universe of creation. This is not a Hindu concept. So at the end of the long period of time, what you call as the yuga, the whole universe dissolves. And I want you to understand this word that I call a pralay. Pralay is dissolution. And therefore, we don't say Lord Shiva is the destroyer. He is actually the dissolver. And how to understand this word? See there. If you take sugar, one nice spoon of Demerara gold, and you put it in a cup of water and did you destroy the sugar or did you just dissolve the sugar? So there is a difference, isn't it? There is a difference in the words. Destruction means it is irretrievable. It is never to be found again. Dissolution means you can retrieve your sugar because the sugar is very much there. It has not gone anywhere. With the right process, you can retrieve your sugar. So in this universe, the cosmic process which is going on in Sanatana Dharma is not creation and not destruction. So Brahmaji is not called the creator and Bhagavan Shiva is not called the destroyer. What they are doing, Bhagavan Shiva is just dissolving on this side. It means everything is going into a state of unmanifest. In the 8th chapter this had come. We had not seen in these last few days. But this comes in the 8th chapter. Avyaktad vyaktaya sarvaha prabhavantya ragame. My dear. From when Lord Shiva puts everything into the dissolved state, and of avyakta, Brahmaji's work now is to bring it from the dissolved state into the manifest state. Not to create, but to bring it from one state of unmanifest, avyakta, into a state of vyakta. So the teaching is thorough and it deals with every element of this. So the proper translations for those words would have been Bhagavan Brahmaji is the one who manifest the universe. And Bhagavan Vishnu, the sustainer one is okay. Bhagavan Vishnu sustains things and Bhagavan Shiva dissolves things. Those would have been the proper words. And the Sanskrit words actually point directly to those things also. Huh? But there was a fellow by the name of Max Muller, you know. He went into Bharath. And it is ironic, I tell you. I'll tell you what happened. This fellow was German. So now what his mother tongue is? German. This fellow studied English, which is his second language, which is not his mother tongue. Then he went into Bharat and studied a third language now called Sanskrit. So he is translating a third language into a second language, which is called English, for all of us. Because his was the original translation, which all of us now say, Brahmaji is the creator, Lord Vishnu is the sustainer, and Lord Shiva is the destroyer. Those English words came from him. And we are stuck with those words for 200 years, almost. Still stuck with those words. So the cosmic process which is really happening is dissolution and remanifestation and dissolution and remanifestation, and it's the same. That's why yesterday I was telling you, the same water which is in this body goes up and forms clouds and comes back down as rain, and you drink your grandfather. The other way to say that is recycling. Everything is recycled. But the jiva, the one who is living inside, he is eternal. He was never created. Then nainam chinnanti shastrani nainam dahati pavakha na chainam kledayantyaapaha na shoshayati maruta. In the second chapter, all of these things were taught there. He just goes and changes clothes, like old clothes, and comes back again and again and again. And bahuni me vyatitani janmani. Countless, infinite lifetimes. Over and over and over. That comes in the fourth chapter. So, this is Sanatana Dharma in its pristine form. So now, these two words here signify all which I have just told you there. Grasishnu, Prabhavishnu cha. In the 13th chapter, Bhagavan is saying, from him, from that Bhagavan, from that Paramatma, all things evolve, manifests. And into that Paramatma, all things dissolve. Only again to manifest. And so the whole cosmic process is like, Mayeva sakalam jatam, Mai sarvam pratishtitam, Mai sarvam layam yati. In the, what is it called? The Upanishad tells like this. Kaivalya Upanishad, you go see. So like that process is going on. And two words Bhagavan, see, because Bhagavad Gita is a summary of all his Upanishads now. So Bhagavan just takes these two words to tell this whole process. All right. Now I will stop. I have really given you all of this philosophical teaching here today. And some of you are still breathing. So that is good. That is a good sign. That shows that our Hindu society is coming of age. I hope you were not too bored. But that is how in the direction in which we have to go, you know. Okay. Now I will tell you some announcements, and then we will have Aarti and we'll conclude. Okay. Today, Shri Ravi Bharati ji and the group were chanting Bhagavad Gita here from early o'clock, from 6:15 p.m. Please come and join for the next 2 days also. They will be chanting Bhagavad Gita. And I realized today that they finished 6 chapters. So I'm guessing tomorrow it will be 7 to 12. A nice plan. Right. So please come and join tomorrow at 6:15 for the chanting of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We have Pandit Satyananji Maharaj who has joined us tonight again. This Pandit is doing such wonderful human service to Trinidad and Tobago, and specifically to Sanatana Dharma, because he is spreading Sanatana Dharma to the whole world. Sanatana Dharma, which actually the world requires. The world requires Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma has the rudiments for the saving of this earth from every standpoint. If it is imbibed properly, the earth will be saved. And so he's allowed himself to become a wonderful instrument in the hands of Bhagwan to take this Sanatana Dharma to all and sundry across the earth through Bhakti TV and Bhakti Radio. So a very special thank you to Panditji and his wonderful hard-working team and all. He also stays up late nights trying to edit things and put them together so that people can access this knowledge of Shastras. Okay, then some other announcements. If you have some time on Saturday from 11 to 2 p.m., 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., come on down to the ashram and try out some rumali roti and paneer bhurji. This is street food. Rumali roti is a roti thin like a handkerchief. Rumal actually means handkerchief. So, for those of you who have not ordered yet, please do order and come and try it out. There'll also be Bombay Dhamaka pizza. Bombay Dhamaka pizza is pizza with curry. Indians really know how to tantalize your taste buds, you know. So we put some curry in the pizza. We could put curry in orange juice also. I mean, curry in anything, man. All right. So come and try it out on Saturday from 11 o'clock. From the 8th to the 10th of May, we have Gurudev Jayanti Yajna at the ashram. I will be doing chapter 5 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. 8th to 10th of May, Gurudev Jayanti Yajna at the ashram. Then on the 30th of May, we have the Chai Sanmelan at the ashram. Chai Sanmelan is an annual program. Come and try some chai and some nice goodies and all. Pizza and all will be available on that day. From the 22nd to the 24th of May, we have a yajna at the residence of Mr. and Mrs. Vishnu and Vashti Ramlakhan from Ram Singh Trace, Roshad Road in Pinal, way down in the Southland. Please come and join if from that side or tell your relatives and all. Our Chinmaya Vidyalaya is open for registration at all the schools now for September term. Please do encourage others also. Not for the survival of the school, but for the teaching of Sanatana Dharma to the next generation. It has a very robust and regimented program of teaching of Sanatana Dharma throughout the week, not just one class in the morning, but throughout the week in the school curriculum. It's the only school of its type in the Western Hemisphere. This Sanskrit is being taught from the kindergarten all the way up. We don't have schools like that in the West. So please tell others and get them to register their children for the future of Sanatana Dharma. Garam Masala restaurant, which is on the ashram compound, is available, open for dine-in and takeaway and catering services Tuesday to Sundays. And there are morning classes on Sunday mornings for adults and children at the ashram. Sunday morning for both children and adults. Children classes are called as Bal Vihar. In America, we have 20,000 children in our Bal Vihar classes every Sunday morning. And all over the globe, we have Bal Vihar classes from Australia to New Zealand to Hong Kong to everywhere. So these classes are meant to impart values to young children. That goes on every Sunday. Please tell others also. You see, what you have to do, when the sapling is like that, you have to put a bamboo and straight the sapling that time, right? When you wait till the sapling grows into a big tree, when you wait till the sapling grows into a big tree and it bends, it crooked, terhi tree. Now you go straighten anything? Can't straighten. That is why, remember when you were small, I'm sure all of you heard this. Remember when you're small and you behave bad? Your father take out the belt or take out something. Come here, I go straighten you. You ever hear that phrase? Huh? Come here, I go straighten you. That means what? He gone tell he. So he had to get some straightening, right? So the way we say that is we have to teach them the right values and all. Make sure that they imbibe correct virtues and values at that age, and then the welfare of the nation will be taken care of. The real work is at that level, at the childhood level. Okay, so the Bal Vihar class is there on Sundays for children. And finally, the Vedanta course, the course which Chinmaya Mission has for 2 years, only in Mumbai and in Trinidad. The next batch is going to start on the 2nd of October. It's a 2-year course. Students have to come and stay there for 2 years and study every single day for 2 years, from 5:30 a.m. till 8 p.m. And the qualification is the person must be 30 years and younger, the person must be unmarried, and must have a university degree or equivalent of a university degree. But there are some other things these days. I don't know what they call them. So that equivalent, and then they will have an interview and be selected for that course. And then, if they are alive after 2 years, we will send them out to do the work of Bhagwan. All right. Now we'll have Arati and we'll see all of you tomorrow. Please tell your friends and neighbors and everybody. Only 2 days left of this yajna. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita, Maya Jai Bhagavad Gita, Hari Kamal Vihari, Hari Kamal Vihari, Sundar Supunite, Om Jai Bhagavad
सकल
Mangalam Bhagavan Mangalam Bhaja Mangalam Pundarikaksham Mangalayatano Hari
Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garudatwaja Mangalam Pundarikaksham Mangalayatano Hari Mangalayatano Hari Mangalayatano Hari.
Let us put our hands together as we take these last few moments to reflect on how absolutely indispensable God is in our life. He is our mother, our father, our friend, our companion, our learning, our wealth. But even much more than that, He forms the very fabric of our existence. And were He to pull away even for a second, we'll vanish into nothing. To that Lord who sustains us every moment by being us, we offer our salutations, our prostrations, our gratitude. We sing as the rishis sang in metered lines in praise of that reality. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva tvameva bantush cha sakha tvameva Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om जोर से बोलिए बोले कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हरि ओम तत्सत प्लीज ऑल सिट Let me recognize Pandit Satyanand ji Maharaj.